I'm Jim Whitcomb, and I'm going to talk about some recollections of events surrounding 9/11. Going back a handful of years prior to that, I was working in one of the two World Trade Center towers on the 105th floor, which was at times an uncomfortable place to work because of the thousands of people that went in and out of the building every day and up the high-speed elevators. Also, I was scared of heights. But at any rate, a handful of years after that, I was working for a different firm and was out on the West Coast in California, working with a client located between San Francisco and Sacramento. The day of 9/11, I was going to the airport to meet with the rest of my team who were flying in from New York City. And everyone at the airport was transfixed to TV screens, watching what was unfolding at the World Trade Center towers. And I sat there also watching, I believe, the impact into the towers while I was watching at the airport. My team did not fly in as flights were canceled all over the country. And I went ahead and did a very brief meeting with the client, as our client also wanted to suspend business and stop and watch what was happening, and it was really too painful a time for people to focus on the business at hand. So later that day, I packed up and went out to San Francisco. There were no flights back to New York. All air traffic had been suspended. And I checked into the Hilton Hotel in central San Francisco, where the front desk offered me a room at a very low price up on the very top floor of the Hilton, because they said no one wanted any high-level floors in case more planes were going to fly into where they were. And I did a quick calculation to conclude that the odds of the 9/11 terrorists also targeting my top floor in the Hilton Hotel in San Francisco were slim. So I took the room and stayed there for several days until flights were resumed and I was able to get back to New York. And got back to New York and heard descriptions from the many people I worked with who were in New York that day and actually witnessed from Midtown Manhattan, had witnessed the impacts and smoke arising from downtown Manhattan. Our eldest son, who was at school on coastal Connecticut, up by Westport, Connecticut, actually observed the towers on fire and collapsing from about 60 miles away from the front lawn of his school in Westport, Connecticut.